Hello, we are going to talk about my favorite way to help a baby learn how to sleep independently, and that is through the 4S's. This is something I read about in the Baby Whisperer books by Tracy Hogg. It's super helpful. I actually only use 3 of the 4S's, and we're going to talk about the first 3. I'll tell you what the fourth is. We're going to talk about the first 3. The first one is your sleep routine. So when you take your baby to nap, you're going to have a routine that you do every single time. And your routine can look any way you'd like it to look. You want it to set the stage for sleep, so baby will be ready to sleep. And you want it to be the same so baby knows when these things start happening, oh, nap is coming up. So some common things I did with my babies was we'd go into the bedroom. I would change the diaper. For most of my babies, I had them just sleep in their clothes, but one really slept a lot better if she was in pajamas. So for her, I would change her diaper and then change her into pajamas. If you can get away with clothes, that is much easier than having to add the step of pajamas. But sleep is more important than easier. So for my baby who needed the pajamas, we did pajamas. Another thing I would do is close the blinds, turn on the sound machine for the babies. I use sound machine for, I found it really helpful to have a sound machine, especially with I did not use it with my first, but with my later babies who had siblings in the home, a sound machine was very effective and helpful for helping that baby not hear what the siblings were doing and be able to sleep through the noise. So that's the first step, your sleep routine. I do have posts on the blog that talk about sleep routines if you need ideas and want help for what kind of routine your baby should have. Okay, so we have completed step 1. We know our sleep routine. We've started it. Step 2 is really still part of the routine. It's swaddling. Now, some babies are going to seem like they hate to be swaddled. Well, they may think they hate to be swaddled, but swaddle them anyway. It really helps them to stay snug, to not have their startle reflex wake them up. So you want to swaddle your baby next. There are so many swaddle blankets out on the market that are super helpful for this. You can choose your very favorite. Crowdsource, ask what people like best. I used simple Swaddle Me blankets that are just Velcro for my last 2 babies. My first baby I did not swaddle because I thought he hated it and didn't do it, but if I had to do that all over again, I would have swaddled him. My second baby I swaddled, but with just a blanket, the old-fashioned way, and that worked really well. And with my third baby, I found swaddle blankets and loved that. I stuck with those Swaddle Me's that are simple. They worked well, but there are so many Halo sleep sacks, just so many different ones that you can really find what works best for you. So ask around. So swaddling is your next step. Get that baby swaddled really well. That's part of your routine also. Okay, so you've swaddled your baby. I have a swaddled baby here. This is one of my dolls from when I was a child, and this is a blanket I actually used to swaddle Caitlin. So you have your swaddled baby, and you pick baby up, all swaddled, and then you set baby up over your shoulder, just like this. And you just sit and relax. Now you can stand, and sometimes I did stand with my babies. Once we had this down, then a lot of times would just stand right next to the crib. But initially you sit, hold baby up, and you just relax. Like, you need to relax so that baby can feel that and relax also. And so I put a hand there, and you don't jiggle, you don't rock, you just sit still, which goes like against your instincts. You want to like move around. Just hold still. And I would close my eyes and just breathe deeply and like feel baby. And it would probably take about 5 minutes. It can be faster, especially as baby gets used to this. but it can take about 5 minutes that you're just sitting. And this is a moment to just like relax and take it in and just take this moment in. So baby may kind of like pull up and look around and then relax and stuff, and you just stay super calm, quiet, and just relax. Once you'll feel baby's body literally like relax. And sometimes baby will kind of jerk first and then relax. So you'll feel baby's body like go from tense to just relaxing. And that's the point that you take baby and put baby down in the crib. So at that point, I put baby down, and like, this is just what I would do. Like, do a little rub tummy on the chest here, a little bit circular, and I love you, sleep well, like kiss, maybe lean down and kiss, but I wouldn't usually lean down and kiss at that point. I'd do like my literal physical kisses before I started this, because I wouldn't want to overstimulate baby. So I'd just give a little circle, love you, sleep well, kiss goodnight, and then I would leave. A lot of times I always have a special lullaby seeing each child, and it was different for each child. So a lot of times when I held baby up initially, I would sing the lullaby, and once the lullaby was over, then just sit totally silent and still. Sometimes I would sing the lullaby as I swaddled baby, but the lullaby happened before the sitting still, before baby totally relaxed. And then I placed baby in bed, gave a little circle, kiss, goodnight, love you, sleep well, and then I would leave the room. So that is your sitting portion, which is the real magic of the 4 S's. This is the best part, the most important part. But this worked so effectively that even with McKenna into her toddler years, when it was nap time, I would hold her up. You know, she's big toddler now, hold her up and just hold her until she'd relax. And then I'd put her in bed. And it would only take a couple of minutes, but with her, we used it into toddlerhood. Like, she just really liked it, and it just really helped her be like, okay, it was a really good signal to her, it's time to sleep. She doesn't need that now. It's not something she became so dependent upon that she has to have it forever. When she moved out of toddlerhood, we were able to move past it, but it was super handy. I mean, we all know toddlers can be kind of movers and shakers, so it was very helpful to get that toddler to just relax and be ready for nap. Your final step in the 4 S's, if needed, would be the Shishpat. I never used the Shishpat with either of my girls I did this with. I was totally fine with placing baby in bed, good night, love you, sleep tight, leaving, and if there was a little bit of fussing, I was fine with that. Now, neither of them had major fussing. At most, maybe there was a 5-minute crying, fussing going on. Typically, if there was any fussing, it was done by the time I closed the door behind me. So I never went to Shishpat, but it is the final step in the 4 S's, so I want to bring it up. The idea is if baby were to cry and not be able to fall asleep, that you would pat and shush the whole time. Now, for a back sleeper, you would pat the chest, but in reality, what she wants is patting the back. And so you would maybe turn and like pat the back while you shushed. She did a lot of tummy sleeping, so you'd have your tummy sleeper and go like this. But I'm a back sleeper myself for my babies. So if I were to do that, I would have either done this or leaned over, rolled baby over to the side a little bit and pat. So that is another step you can try if your first 3 leave baby still a little fussy and not falling asleep. But I would highly encourage you to give baby a chance to fall asleep. Without the patting and shushing, I think that can definitely lead to more stimulation, I would rather pick baby up and hold more until baby calmed down. But that again can lead to stimulation. So it's always good to give baby a chance to just fall asleep independently. So there you have your 4S's. I highly recommend it. I highly encourage you to try it. I really wish I had known about it with my first 2 babies. It made sleep training so much easier, and my children all sleep equally as well. There's no drawbacks to this. It just makes the baby learn to fall asleep independently that much easier. And it's because you're really getting that timing down really well and getting baby down at the exact right moment of when baby's ready to just fall asleep. So you don't get baby overstimulated, and you don't get baby in bed too early to be able to easily fall asleep. Give it a try. You will love it.